Anthropic just killed OpenClaw, and this might very well be one of the biggest setbacks for power users and the open source community. So let's break down everything that's happened so far and understand what this means for people like us who have literally gotten addicted to using OpenClaw for everything. Up until now, if you had a Claude Max subscription, you could plug it into your OpenClaw and it was covered by your flat monthly fee. Same subscription, same limits. It was the ultimate life hack for power users to access the most powerful model, which is Opus 4.6. But now, that's over. Since April 4th, Anthropic split the ecosystem. Your Claude Max subscription now only covers the official apps, which is Claude.ai, Claude Code, and Claude Cowork. Any third-party tools, including OpenClaw, now builds separately under what they call extra usage. So that means you're paying your flat monthly sub and you're paying extra on top of that for everything OpenClaw does. So as you can see here, this is my Claude billing, and you can see this is my extra usage credit. It was like $200 and I've already burned through around $40 of that in the last 4 days alone. And this is like conservative estimates. If I was doing more coding heavy tasks, this would have probably blown away within 24 hours. So this is a tweet by Boris Cherny. He's the head of Claude Code, and he's saying that starting tomorrow at 12 p.m. PT, Claude subscriptions will no longer cover usage of third-party tools like OpenClaw. You can still use these tools with your Claude login via extra usage bundles or with a Claude API key. Now, to be honest, this is a bit of a slap to the face. Is this a big blow to free and open source? Yes, but am I surprised? No. Because at the end of the day, Anthropic is a corporation and they don't care for free or open source. All they care about is actually maximizing revenue per user. And how do they do that? They do that by banning OpenClaw or making it really expensive so that they can position Claude Cowork as a replacement. Now, to be honest, Cowork is still half-baked and it doesn't stand up to OpenClaw. Let me show you the differences. If you look at Cowork, when it comes to proactivity, it's not as proactive. It needs a lot of hand-holding. There's quite a few prompts you have to give it. You have to check in yourself. But OpenClaw is more like proactive. It actively trades for you. It checks emails. It throws alerts. Even in terms of flexibility, you can only use Cowork with your Claude app or website. But on the other hand, with OpenClaw, you can actually connect it to Telegram or WhatsApp, and you can literally have your AI live in your pocket. And the ecosystem as well, you're locked in with Opus or Sonnet when you're using Claude. But OpenClaw is actually model agnostic, and you can work with a bunch of different AI models. You can even have like a tiered approach where you use different agents for different tasks. So you could have Gemini or DeepSeek or Opus, whatever you fancy. But there are ways around the ban, to be honest. And let's go through them. So the first option is obviously to eat the cost. So what do? You essentially just keep using Opus, but you have to completely neuter OpenClaw. You turn off the heartbeats, you disable email tracking, you stop it from doing background checks. You basically treat it like a traditional search engine instead of an always-on assistant, just to keep your usage under control. It works, but it honestly defeats the purpose of having an agentic AI. The second option is the model swap. This is where you swap Anthropic out entirely. You plug in Google's Gemini 3.1 Pro or DeepSeek V3 as your primary model. But with this, you lose a little bit of that Opus reasoning magic. And let's be honest, Opus is perhaps the best when it comes to reasoning and complex tasks. But you can save anywhere from 50 to 98% on your API bill. And it's a good fallback if you're on a budget. And the last option is actually my favorite, and this is the dispatcher strategy. And basically what you do here is that you set up a cheap, fast model like Gemini to be the brain or the orchestrator of OpenClaw. And you let it handle all of the daily chat, the heartbeats, the coordination. It's basically dirt cheap. But when you need serious heavy lifting, coding, deep research, any sort of complex analysis, that's when your Gemini orchestrator can spec the job and delegate it to Claude Code running in the background. Now, since Claude Code is a CLI, OpenClaw can actually control it, and that's where sort of the hack comes around. And because Claude Code is an official Anthropic app, it's still covered under your flat rate sub. So this way, you get the cheap, always-on assistant and the powerhouse coding agent, and you don't pay a dime in extra usage fees. So in reality, Anthropic might have made it much harder to use Opus 4.6 with your OpenClaw, but there are workarounds if you look hard enough. So if you enjoyed this video, then drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.